The topic today that I want to treat on is mastering the digital landscape for youth success. We are all youths, I think, and our ability to leverage upon the internet is one thing that will differentiate us in our different fields, no matter whatever fields we are currently in right now. Many of us might be, maybe we have a job, we might be working in civil environment, maybe we are working, we have our own business, right? If you can leverage upon technology at this very point in time, you are going to be able to dominate in your industry because technology makes it so easy for you to do so many things. So some of the things we are going to be looking at today is number one, digital literacy, the foundation of modern day success, right? The second thing we're going to be looking at is entrepreneurship in the digital age, nurturing innovation. The third thing we're going to be looking at is online branding and networking, crafting your digital persona. And the fourth thing we're going to be looking on is lifelong learning in the digital era, accepting adapting to continuous change. Then we'll talk about conclusion. So many of you might be wondering where I am. Let me just give you a brief introduction so that you understand that what I'm going to teach you here are very, 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 very priceless. Like literally, if you can leverage upon some of the things I'll be talking on here, although we don't have much time, I'm going to try to do my best to ensure I deliver as I can. So personally, I'm a father. I have two kids, my two lovely daughters who I like to have time with, I spend more time with, and I love to take risks. I travel and do so many things that puts me in this edge. I believe in living at your edge as a man. You have to be willing to push yourself to do certain things you are scared of, and this was one of the things I was scared of, so I had to do it. But let me go back to where I was before I came here. I was raised by a single mother. My mother had me when she was just 15 years, 14, 15 years old, and inside a small village, we didn't have technology, we didn't have nothing. Even to this day, the village, we don't have electricity in that place. So it was really difficult navigating the journey of life, trying to figure out where should I chase, what should I do with my life and every other thing, because I didn't have a father to guide me all my journey as a young kid. So until I found the internet at 15 years old, something happened. I traveled to another town, just a quick story. I traveled to another town to meet my auntie. In that place where my auntie stayed, that was a more the place had more, it was more advanced or more modern than where I was living. So one of our neighbor took me and my other cousin to this cyber cafe. That was the first time I saw a cyber cafe in my entire life. It's a cyber cafe where there were computers all around. And when I got into that computer place, I was scared, because I've never seen something like this. I've only seen them in movies, but seeing them face to face, and it was scary for me even. And I was like, wow, what is this thing? So I saw my neighbor's child the guy was just inside the thing, just pressing everything. He said, come and see, come and see. And even though he asked me to touch this stuff, I was so scared I couldn't do nothing. So from that moment on, I told myself, man, I wanted to learn everything about this. And that was really what started me on this journey of technology. I started learning, I think the first 10 years, I really didn't say, not 10 years, the first 5 years, I didn't really make money from it. It was just about pure passion. I was just pursuing passion, learning everything I could about these things until I started, evolving towards, okay, how do I use it to make money? And that transcended into learning about using it to edit pictures. I went to photography and later on started an online business where I was selling digital products and every other thing. So today, I just want to tell you that story so that you can understand that wherever you are in your journey right now, I've been there. So I understand how you can navigate, through that journey towards a much fulfilling place you want to go. So today, let's talk about the first topic we have to get is the digital literacy, the foundation of modern day success. So when I say digital literacy, what is digital literacy? In my own understanding and in my own simple definition, but I like to make things very simple. Digital literacy is your ability to access information on the internet that will be of beneficial to you to solving any problem you find yourself. So your ability to navigate the internet to solve problems, any problem at all, that is one thing I really want you to understand in this entire training. Every other thing is useless if you cannot understand how to use the internet to solve problems for yourself. Because once you start solving problems for yourself, then you cannot transition that into solving problems from other people, because that's when you start making money at the end of the day. Because we all know that money is all about service, exchange of value. You have something I want, and I have something you want, then we can exchange that, and you get what I have and I get what I want. So this is how we exchange the value. So this is this is the terms you want to understand in the digital world. It's all about accessing information, your ability to access information that will be beneficial to you in solving problems in your life and in other people's lives. So that's what digital literacy means. So how do you navigate the internet digital landscape? How do you navigate the digital landscape? What is the digital landscape? The digital landscape is simply, the online marketplace. Everything we are doing online, I said this I think in my last class, I said everything we are doing online, somebody is making money at the back end. But the problem is this: you are not the one who's making the money. The fact that we are using this platform to host this class today means that somebody is making money at the other side. And your ability to understand how to navigate this entire landscape, that is the internet, is a global village. It's a global village that now connects everybody together. Today you can connect to people in Abuja, and people in United States, people in Dubai, people in China, in different aspects of the world. Everybody is now connected, unlike before, when if you want to reach your uncle who's living somewhere, maybe in another country or in another town, you have to either send an email. No, not even an email. You need to send a post message, a post mail, right? You write it later and send it through the post mail, or maybe you send someone to deliver the message to them. So that was a very difficult way to to connect with people. But today you have the ability on your fingertips right now to connect with the entire world, and that's your power in this digital world. So I want you to understand that no matter where you are in this present time, you have no limitation as long as you have access to information. Because one of the things that used to limit people is their inability to access the right information. That was one of the limitations a lot of people have, their inability to access the right information. But today, that is no longer a problem. Today, we now have what they call information overload, because the information is just too much. Social media is there bombarding you with different type of information every single day. So it's very critical to evaluate online information, because as the fact that you can find good information on the internet, you can also find very, very bad information on the internet, wrong information, right? You can find right information that will help you improve yourself, or you can find very wrong information that will help you, destroy your own life. And that's what we see with social media today. Everybody is being misled. Not everybody. Some people are being misled because they lack the ability to critically evaluate online information. So I want you to really understand this on a very core level, on a very deep level, because this is what will differentiate you from someone who is just another information consumer, who is just consuming information without understanding how to transfer the information they consume into something that will now benefit them when it comes to financial gains. So another thing you need to understand is distinguishing credible sources from misinformation, right? Credible sources, because everybody's trying to show that they are an expert in whatever field they are in right now. You can just pick up a phone and become an expert in anything today. So everybody just wants to say, I know how to do this. Your ability now to distinguish between, okay, well, this person is credible, that he knows what he's speaking about, and somebody who's not, is one of the things that will make you a digital literate. There's nothing like I'm illiterate anymore. I didn't go to school anymore. That's not an excuse anymore in this world. As long as you can be digital literate, you are good to go in this world. I promise you that you have no limitation. Take it from somebody who has lived it. The only thing that was able to get me out of the limited environment I was born into is just access to information, access to the internet. And that is one very important thing I really want you to get home today. Just drive this into your entire score, that your ability to navigate the internet in accessing information that will benefit you in solving problems is what makes you digital literate. So let's go to my second point: entrepreneurship in the digital age, nurturing information. One of the things I want you to understand about the digital age today is this. I'll give you a little bit of story to make this make sense, right? Okay, we have people today who, back in the day, want to start a business. Normally, you go rent a store, then you find money to rent the store, you find money to go buy products, then you start looking for who is going to buy your products, right? But today, you don't need a huge capital to start any business anymore. You just need access to the internet to connect to people. You already have this access. That's why you're online right now listening to my voice at the moment. So your ability now to understand that, yes, you don't need to have a high standard of capital to start any business anymore. It's one of the most powerful things that will help you in, building. No, everybody go outside. Building your financial capital, right? So how do you go about this? I want you to understand one very important fact. There are opportunities in the digital realms. Everything you see is an opportunity. I'll tell you a little bit of story before I move on. You see, when I was in secondary school, there was one thing I was doing, which I just take Letty. Please excuse me, that take Letty outside. Move outside now. To start a business just solely depends on your ability to connect to the platforms that are available at the moment. We have social media, which is one of the most powerful opportunities for anyone who wants to start a business, because social media gives you access to people. Everybody is already online. I think I was giving a story back in the day when in secondary school. Then what I would do then was, I would, because I was into the internet. I was understanding the internet very fast back then. I was using the internet, going to cyber cafe after learning a lot about computers and everything. So what I would do in secondary school then was, I would go on this site where I would go find this site where you can download free games, free games, free music, and the rest of it. Then I'll go to school and I'll tell my friends, oh, what's up? Do you want to download music in your phone or games? Those ones who say, who have money, yeah, I want to download. Okay, give me 500 naira. I'll give them the website. So I was selling information I had. This is where it started. I was selling information I had, but I didn't know that was what I was doing back then. I was just just doing anything just to make some money at the end of the day. So I would give them these websites, and they will give me money, right? I'll go and look for another person. Do you want to learn how to, use a particular program? Then I had blogs that talked about how to use different programs. So I would get those blogs addressed and I'll sell them to them, 500, 1,000. That was how I was making money. So I was selling information back then. So, transition into today right now, you have access to these platforms, social media, where you can connect to. You can be in one village in Nigeria and connect to people in the United States and do business with them. I know students who are currently selling, their own digital skills to help people in the US to solve their business problem. So I want to come back to, like, okay, understanding your ability. That is why I go back to understanding how to access information to solve problems is one of the things that makes you digital literate. So how does that imply to you as somebody who wants to start a business in today's world? Your ability now to understand how to use the internet now to solve problems for business owners. For instance, helping them get more customers, help them design websites, help them build things that will help them get more money in their own business, will make you, make more money. That's how you leverage the internet. It's all about solving problems. I need you to understand this mindset. Solve problems. Don't run for problems. Find problems that you feel like you are having in your environment. Then use the internet to solve it, right? If you don't know how to use the internet, all you just need to do is go to Google. Ask Google, how do I solve this problem? Google has been one of my biggest universities in this life, my biggest school. Google and YouTube, they have been one of my biggest universities in this life, because you have I don't even know the number to put on it. You have hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of information there. All you just need to do is ask the right question, and they are going to give you the answer, and use the answer now to go solve the problem you want to solve. And that's how you start any business today. So let's talk about breaking down barriers and accessing global markets here. So that's one of the importance of the digital age right now. You can break barriers by doing business with people in the US, in the UK, in Canada, in any part of the world right now. And you are in Nigeria, in one village or anywhere you are there doing your business, making your money, and doing, living the life you want to live. And this is the power you have access to now. Before, it's not possible to do all these things. So understanding e-commerce, digital, and AI. So today, one of the things I really want to, put our mind towards, for those who are looking to learn any skill, any digital skill at all, because if you really say you want to go, some people say, okay, some people might say they want to learn a digital skill. Some people might say they want to sell what they already have, right? Maybe they have some knowledge or they have a business and they want to sell that. So there are different areas to go about this. So one of the things you can look into if you want to learn a digital skills, forget about every other thing you are thinking about when people tell you, come and do forex trading, come and do this one, come and do that one, affiliate marketing and every other thing. Forget about every other thing. The only thing you want to pay attention to is number one, e-commerce, right? Digital marketing and AI, right? These three areas have been in existence for a very long time, right? I'll give you an example. From the beginning of time, trade has been going on, and the same thing when it came to the internet. People started trading on the internet, right? People started trading on the internet. So that was what digital e-commerce. So understanding digital e-commerce. The second thing is digital marketing. From the dawn of time, companies and businesses have been advertising on radios, magazines, newspapers, televisions, and different channels. And today, they've transitioned those advertisement techniques into the internet right now on social media. It's the same thing they are doing on social media, advertising, putting their brands and their products, their services in front of consumers, so that whenever the person needs that particular service, the person they think about is you who's already spending money in advertisement, right? So for instance, back in the day, we talk about Cowbell or Milk, one of the most famous Milk in Nigeria at the time. The reason why they were very popular is because every evening when you sit down to watch television, you see their advertisement come up every evening. So over time, this now, sit in your subconscious mind. And when you go to the provision store to buy any product, the first maybe say you want to buy milk, the first thing that comes to your mind, give me Cowbell, without even knowing what you're saying. The thing that just spit out is Cowbell, because you've been brainwashed to think about that thing, everything. It has been registered in your subconscious. So this is why digital marketing is one of the most important industries. Till the next 50 years, digital marketing will continue to be in existence, because every business must market. The only thing that will change is the way they go about it. Before, it was television ads, radio, magazines. Now it's billboard. We did billboard back in the day, but now it's the internet, social media advertisement. So now maybe now we are moving towards AI advertisement, where we are using AI aspect. So now we're talking about AI. Okay, the AI. To me, my understanding of AI is just an assistant. When the computers were introduced back then, it became an assistant to so many people. People were into several jobs. For instance, in the day, if you want to type documents, you have to use a typewriter, right? But today, if you want to type documents, you use your computers, you use your mobile phones. These are AI, to my own understanding, artificial intelligence, right? Because they help you get tasks done. So this is the same thing with AI. But the thing with this, the only difference between AI now is that it's now more advanced. It's growing in intelligence. It's now having the ability. Okay, just for instance, if you go on Google, type on Google, where is the best restaurant in this town? They're going to give you access to that information, because they've registered different. They have different information in their database that they can pull information from. So the same thing with AI. AI is a learning platform. It learns human behavior. It learns human information. Then it now gives you maybe a corresponding answer to whatever question you ask it. So if you tell it to help you to write something, it's going to help you do that. Tell it to help you to design something, it's going to help you do that. It enables you to spend your mind power in more important tasks. Because one of the things that stops so many people from getting to their peak level is just the distractions that come with trying to navigate everything. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. But now AI can, simplify the entire process for you. If you want to write a book, you can write some prompt, and it gives you ideas on what books you want to write and what things you can talk about, how do you structure it. Everything gives you ideas on this thing. Then from there, from the information you get, you start probing your mind, and before you know, your mind start coming up with different ideas, and this enables your creativity, amplifies on a very high level. So these are the three things I really want you guys to really focus on if you are learning any skill in digital space. E-commerce, the ability to trade digital goods. That's e-commerce. Learn how to trade digital goods. Because why digital goods more than physical goods? Because physical goods is absolute, and the limitations are just so much, because you're still having a lot of high risk, right? When you go buy something and want to resell it, the margins are still low. But digital goods is all about packaging something something you understand, and putting it into a digital good that you can now sell to someone, that gives them a more value than even when they buy a digital product. So that's one. We've been consuming products like information right from day. We buy books, we pay for trainings, for seminars, and all these things. But today you have access to do all that online. You can write your book and put it as a digital ebook. They have online courses, we have trainings, we have different things you can start strategically creating, that now becomes your goods that you exchange. That is your value good that you can exchange for the money you want. So this is how I really want you guys to look at it. So let's talk about online branding and networking, crafting your digital persona. This is one of the most important aspects of the digital age right now. Crafting your digital persona, right? creating an online presence. That is an online presence, a version of you that exists on the internet. We all know that someday we are going to die, right? We are all going to die someday and leave this world behind. But our ability to strategically put some of our imprint digitally, leaves our imprint digitally, is one of the things that will make us live forever. Today we have musicians like Bob Marley, who sang amazing songs, who are still influencing people today. We have amazing Madonna, a lot of amazing musicians who have done so much music and they are still living. Michael Jackson is one of them who have that digital imprint in the world, who till tomorrow you still find their music everywhere. Today the entry to doing that is easy, because back in the day you have to have a lot of money to have access to that kind of tools and equipment to make you do that. But today all you need is create a social media account and start publishing. Publishing. Put yourself out there. Put what you know out there. Don't leave it inside yourself, because when you are living inside yourself, you're not giving the universe the ability for it to bless you. Now, whatever value you put into the world is going to go out there, transform lives, and the lives it transforms is going to benefit and then come back to you at the end of the day, because this is how you circulate the entire energy around. Life is all about energy. So your ability now to create an online brand, an online presence. When I mean online presence, it's just all about creating a social media profile, a YouTube profile, and start uploading the things you know there. Talk about the things you know, the things you're passionate about. Talk about it. Be very, very strategic in that regard. Don't just go and waste your time on social media. Use social media as a tool to strategically position yourself in people's mind. It's an advertisement tool at the end of the day. Whatever you do on social media, like I told you, somebody is making money at the back end. But your own goal and your business and your focus should be, how do I strategically position myself so that I can attract people who will find what I'm putting out valuable and who I can connect with, and then something amazing will burn out of it? Or how can I use what I know to help somebody on the internet? Because by doing that, you have access to connect to more people, rather than just limiting yourself to your current the current limits of your environment, right? So branding yourself online is really, really powerful. So one of the things I want you to understand is the power of online branding, because by putting yourself out there strategically, how do you want people to perceive you? One thing I want you to understand is this: you control how people see you on the internet. You control that, because nobody will create a persona for you. You are going to be the one to create that. So you control whatever people think about you on the internet. So you need to change your narrative, or coin a narrative that fits into whatever business you want to go into in the long run. So creating a digital presence is one thing you cannot really sleep on. Be very specific on this. Be very rugged and just go as much as you can, as hard as you can in putting out content. Take out your phone, record something, and put it out there. If you know how to write, choose a platform that is good for you. If you're a writer, if you know how to write, choose Twitter or choose Facebook. If you're somebody who likes videos, choose TikTok and choose Instagram, or choose YouTube. So anyone you want to go with, just go with your strengths and start putting out content. It's very, very important. So another thing I want to talk about is showcasing skills and passion, like I just said, right? Use the internet to showcase your skills and passion. Put out yourself out there. Whatever thing you know how to do, use the internet to sell that thing. That is one of your power. Use online social media platforms to sell yourself, because people will buy you first before they can buy anything you're selling, right? So building a personal brand and strategic, I already spoke about that. Be very intentional about this. Very, very intentional. You don't have the luxury not to be intentional about this. If you're not intentional and very rugged about this, you are going to regret it years from now. Especially if you're somebody who have something to offer this world, right? You are going to regret it years from now, right? So you want to put yourself out there, because when you die, this is why I look at it. One day you are going to die, and the things I will live on are the things that you've put out there. It's one of the reasons anything I put out there, I think about it. Is this something I would love to consume myself? If I don't enjoy consuming that thing, I won't put it out there. If I know that this thing is not going to help me or help somebody out there, I'm not going to put it out there, because it's all about how do you create value for the world? How do you add value to the world? By adding value to the world, in turn, the world is going to pay you for the value you've created. It is Jim Rohn that said this. He said, we are all equals in our soul. We are all equals, but what differentiates us is our ability to create value in the marketplace. That is the differentiating factor. That's why you see some people are earning millions of dollars and some people are earning pennies. It's all about their ability to provide value in the marketplace. So you want to start putting value out there. So attracting opportunities and connections. I already talked about this through the internet. That's how I met Mr. Mandy, who now we have developed an amazing relationship, and I'm so glad for that opportunity that he has given me and what we are going to be building in the future. So let's talk about lifelong learning in digital era, right? Adapting the continuous change. There's one thing that is constant in life, and that is change. My mother would always tell me this when I was young. I didn't understand what she meant. But now I see the world from where I was coming from and where I am today. I realized that a lots of changes have happened over the last 15 years. A lot of changes. Lots of changes. The distraction that people are struggling with, we didn't have them 15 years ago. The things that people are complaining about, we didn't have them 15 years ago. A lot of opportunities that are available to us today, we didn't have them 15 years ago. So that means change will always happen. Your ability to commit yourself to continuous and never-ending improvement is one of the things that will make you stand out in any industry. What did I say? Your ability to commit yourself in continuous and never-ending improvement. It's one of the things that will make you stand out in any industry. Some people who say, okay, maybe they are fashion designers, or maybe they read accountancy, right? They read accountancy in the university. Then you see them at the end of the day, they get into a job and they work in that job for years. They never push themselves to see what else they are capable of, and you see them just stuck in that place, sad, miserable, they're just getting by, because that is what they just surviving, right? They never really ask themselves, what else can I be? They never go on to learn more things on how they can advance their skills so they can earn more money in the marketplace. They just stay comfortable. Those people at the end of the day retire with depression, anxiety, stress. They're unhappy at the end of the day, right? Because if you do not commit yourself to change, the mind gets very bored. It's one of the things for me as a person. I get bored a lot when it comes to myself, because it's why I always learn. I always try to learn, improve myself, invest in courses, training, whatever it is I can to make me think different. Because the minute I start thinking the same way, it affects my ability to be productive. It affects my ability to be happy. It affects my mood. It affects everything about me, because I realized that yesterday I was thinking this way. Today now I'm thinking the same way. No, I don't want that. I need to get some new information that will make my mind think differently. That is how you stack your life. That is how you grow gradually. Gradually, you get to stack this level of understanding about different areas in life, and before you know it, you start that in a few years, you realize that you've come a very, 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 very long way, right? So recognize learning as a lifelong endeavor. Don't just limit your learning to, okay, I graduated from school and that's all I am. No, the fact that you graduated from school means that you've not even started learning at all. Commit to self-development. Very important. That's why we are all here, self-development. So enhance online learning platform. Embrace online learning platform. Embrace getting courses, getting online trainings. Is very, very important. Embrace this. If you see somebody who has information you want, buy from them and get access to this information, because you have no time to waste. The world now is working at a very, very fast pace. You want to be meeting up with a trend. So another thing you want to do is participate in webinars and stay curious, right? Participate in webinars and stay curious. Always, like I said, always be curious to see what's happening, what's the changes that are happening in the world. Be at the forefront of everything. This will give you advantage. Trust me, it will give you advantage. I know this because this is what I practice myself. When it comes to technology, there's nothing you can come and tell me about technology, because I am always at the front of it, right? I'm learning. I'm continuously building myself. I'm getting programs, $1,000 worth programs. I'm getting it just to advance myself, because I don't want to get into a room and they want to talk about something that I say, okay, I'm good at this thing, that I don't have something to contribute. I don't know what to say because I'm not prepared. I want to be prepared anytime the opportunity comes. So keep up with emerging technologies. So as we go in life, everything is going to change. A few years ago, we didn't have Facebook. Then Facebook came, then Instagram came, TikTok came. Right? You see now today we have on that thing called Threads. Tomorrow we are going to have something else. It's going to continue to change. Your ability to keep up, to understand how everything works, is one of the things that will make you be at the front of your industry. So in conclusion, the most important thing with today is I just want you guys to understand, because normally we cannot talk all about technology in 1 hour, right? So it's not something you can learn in a day. So one thing I need to understand is just focus on the 4 areas I give you. Number one, you have to have digital literacy. Very, very important. Very, very key. Digital literacy is very, very important. Second thing, you need to be very, very mindful of your online brand. Create that. Create digital products. Create a digital persona. Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there to be what. Don't be scared, right? Whatever you're scared of, know that that thing is limiting you from getting to your next level. So put yourself out there. Make sure you do the needful that will help you, grow. Embrace digital entrepreneurship. Your ability to sell, use digital marketing, e-commerce, AI, your ability to understand these things. You don't need to understand all of them. You don't need to go into all of them. You don't need to be somebody who's trying to learn everything. Just go with the one that you feel like fits into your strengths, right? So dedicate yourself to lifelong learning and focus on mastery. Focus on mastery. Try to pick out one thing you feel like you love. It's one thing I tell people today because I didn't do that myself, right? But I realized that's my personality. It's one of my personality traits. The ability not to focus on one thing, just learn this, get used to it, then I go to the next. That's where I learn. So for you, focus on one thing or go with your personality, whatever thing you feel like, yes, this is one thing I can learn and master. Focus on that and start learning that right now. You have no time. If you want to change your environment, if you want to change your life, if you want to grow out of wherever you are right now, your ability to commit to lifelong learning, to advance yourself, to know and seek information that people do not know and implement those information. Because everything I've said today, you can get this information at the end of the day, you don't do nothing with it, it's still not going to change your life, right? Many people might not even take notes with all this thing I'm saying. But at the end of the day, if you can take notes, use the information, implement it, meditate on them, this is one of the things that will really transform your life. So define success on your term. We all have our different definition of success, right? Your definition of success for mine is different. So for you, define success. Don't try to adapt another person's definition of success. Find out what success is for you. If success is to make billions of dollars, is it to make millions of naira? Is it to make 1 naira? Is it to be happy? Is it to have a family? Is it to whatever success is for you? Define that and live true to your purpose, right? Find your purpose and live true to it. I'm saying all these things because if you do not have a purpose, if you do not know who you are and what you are here for, then you will not be able to really take advantage of the digital economy. That's the truth. You are going to be dabbling from one thing to the next. You will hear forex today, you will jump to forex. You will hear crypto tomorrow, you will jump to crypto. You hear affiliate marketing today, you jump to there, you jump here, this one, you keep jumping like a frog. At the end of the day, you will realize 50 years have gone by, you've not achieved nothing because you've been dabbling. Your ability to find your purpose, what you are here for, is one of the biggest and the greatest compass that you can have, right? Because once you have that compass in life, then it helps you point you towards the right direction. Then now you can now ask yourself, okay, how can I use technology to help me fulfill my purpose? And that is one of the best things you can do for yourself. So thank you very much, and I hope we got some value from this section. So if you have any question, you can just go on and ask your questions so that we can just spend a few time, because I think our time is almost up. Thank you very much.